My friends, hello. I've been doing a virtual speaking tour recently, and I'm really excited to be able to continue to do it throughout the year. If COVID has done anything for us, it's really opened up borders and made it so that we can far more easily visit people from all over the place. And so last night I was in Chicago doing a presentation on trust yourself, which is a topic we've talked a fair bit about. And there were two stories in particular that I shared last night that really I think are powerful. One was when I was working with this executive team for about 6 months. I had been working with them. I was trying to diagnose a problem and really help them identify what their cultural issue was. And the executive team was basically pointing at the CEO, and the CEO kind of already knew that. He didn't want to be a part of this discovery process, which had given me the indication that he may have been an issue. So we finished diagnosing the problem. I go meet with him in his office, and we're sitting on the top floor of the building in this beautiful little conference room he's got. I'm gently presenting the information to him, and he's just getting more and more aggravated and frustrated. And he finally looks at me. He's like, "How much do we still owe you? $40,000? I'll pay you $40,000 to get out of my office right now." I was almost awestruck that somebody would have such an attitude, but that was where he was at. And so how I handled that situation by trusting myself ended up leading to him being so kind of surprised and enamored that he invited me to breakfast a couple days later, and we worked through the issue and were able to continue the project and serve him. Another really powerful experience I had, I've shared with you all before. I was working in a high school with a number of students, and a young boy who was 14 years old came up to me and said he was thinking about suicide every day of his life. And I knew that conversation, the way that he presented it to me, the context and the body language, that this was a high stakes conversation. This wasn't like yeah, I kind of think about killing myself. This was like, if I screwed up the conversation with him, he might have taken his life that day. And I asked him, I looked at him right in the eye, and I said, "All right, so you're feeling pain. You know how to end your pain, and you're choosing not to. Like, I don't get it. Why haven't you killed yourself?" And he was stunned that I would ask him something so bold, and he started to cry. And if you're ever faced with somebody dealing with a mental health crisis, this is a crisis in this context here, that's exactly what you do. You hit them head on because they have nothing to hide. They'll tell you exactly what's going on if they have such an issue going on in their lives. So I asked him this, and he starts to cry. And I looked at him and I said, so I don't get it. Like, help me understand. And he said, "I just couldn't do it to my mom. I couldn't leave her with that pain." And I smiled and I said to him, I said, so you're feeling pain. You know how to stop it. You're choosing not to. You'd rather endure that pain than cause it for someone else. Man, that's a leader. That's the kind of person I want to follow. He starts to cry more. And we got him through that situation. And he came up to me at the end of the program and he hugs me and he said, "Yeah, you saved my life." And so I shared these two stories last night as I was sharing this topic of trust yourself, because and what I'm sharing with you here right now is I believe very truly and very deeply that everything that we're faced with, we are prepared to face, be it God, be it the universe, cosmically, whatever you want to call it. I believe very truly and deeply that the experiences we've had throughout our lives, when we look at the parts and the pieces and the experiences and the outcomes, if we are being thoughtful and intentional, we have within us the power to solve any challenge that's before us. So you think about COVID right now, and whether it's job insecurity or financial insecurity or health insecurity or just social isolation or whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, I truly believe that if you trust yourself, you have it within you to navigate this situation the way that you need and want to. And when you do, you're going to come out of this whole big problem that we're dealing with stronger, better, more powerful, whatever you want it to be, because you have it within you if you trust yourself.